Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Sure. Let's break down the differences between Python, cpython, cython, jython, ironpython, and pypy, and then provide some code examples to illustrate their usage. Overview of Python implementations. 1. Python. Python itself is a high-level, interpreted programming language known for its readability and versatility. It is often referred to as cpython, which is the reference implementation of Python written in C. 2. cpython. cpython is the default and most widely used implementation of Python. It is written in C and serves as the standard interpreter for Python. It compiles Python code into bytecode, which is then interpreted by the Python virtual machine, PVM. 3. Cython. Cython is a programming language that makes writing C extensions for Python as easy as Python itself. It allows you to write Python code that gets compiled to C, resulting in improved performance. Cython is especially useful for performance-critical sections of code or for wrapping C libraries. 4. Jython. Jython is an implementation of Python that runs on the Java Virtual Machine, JVM. It allows you to use Java libraries in Python code and is useful for integrating Python with Java applications. 5. ironpython. ironpython is an implementation of Python for the .NET framework. It allows Python code to interact with .NET libraries and is useful for developing applications on the .NET platform. 6. Pypy. Pypy is an alternative implementation of Python that focuses on speed and efficiency. It includes a just-in-time, JIT, compiler that significantly speeds up the execution of Python code. Code examples. Let's go through some simple code examples to illustrate how you might use each implementation. 1. cpython. You can run standard Python code using cpython. Here's a simple example. To run this in cpython, simply use 2. cython. To use cython, you need to install it first, example using pip install cython. Then you can create a .pyx file. You will need to create a setup.py file to compile the cython code. Compile it using. Now you can use it like a regular Python module. 3. jython. To use jython, you need to have it installed. Here's how you can use Java libraries. You can run this code using the jython interpreter. 4. ironpython. ironpython can be used to interact with .NET libraries. Here's a simple example. Run this code using ironpython. 5. pypy. To run your standard Python code with pypy, you can use the pypy interpreter, after installing it. Here's the same example. Run it using pypy. Summary of differences. cpython, the standard and most used implementation of Python. Cython, compiles Python to C for performance, useful for performance-critical code. Jython, Python on the JVM, allows access to Java libraries. ironpython, Python for the .NET framework, allows access to .NET libraries. pypy, focuses on speed with a JIT compiler, can run standard Python code faster in many scenarios. Each of these implementations has its own strengths and use cases depending on the requirements of your project.